however you want. I am going to leave it on the default for at least these first few videos so I don't confuse anyone. But I highly recommend after you set up, follow a couple of these videos, set up your stream, things like that. Once you're comfortable with it a little bit and you have put it to use, I recommend playing with the presets or dragging and dropping and customizing where you want things to go and making it yours, because changing the UI to fit what you actually use regularly will make a huge impact on the usability of any program, especially streaming, which is kind of not high intensity, but a lot is happening at once and in real time, so you want everything to be exactly where you want it. Again, I'm going to leave it on default for now, just so I don't confuse anyone. So, if you want to get started with the basics of just adding your webcam, your microphone, and things like that, we don't have to mess with a whole lot yet. We can just come over here to our sources and we'll add a webcam. So I click the plus. You didn't see that next to sources here, and we have a bunch of different categories. We've got alerts, gameplay captures, color, text, all sorts of things, which may be overwhelming, but we are just looking for video and audio and video capture. So our camera. I'll click that. I'll click add source. I'll call this webcam. And then I need to choose my webcam. Here we're using the Logitech MX Brio, a 4K webcam, which is actually pretty nice. The default settings with most of these USB webcams is never the best settings for them, just because of the way the Windows driver works. I want to come over here and choose 4K 30 if I want 4K video. That's going to be way bigger than my scene. Don't freak out. Right-click it in the sources list here, and go to transform and fit to screen. And if you want a full screen webcam, this applies to any device, whether it's smaller or bigger than your scene. So we'll make sure it fits in here, center me up a little bit. Obviously my background's a mess. I'm shipping a ton of packages for a whole lot of projects right now, some of them going to you all that you have bought in my shop over at glitch.mlb. So it's a big shipping day this week, so apologies for them. It will be cleaned up in most of the stuff you typically see. And then same thing if you have a capture card for gameplay, capture box, if you want to do your display capture. So for example, you can see how I'm recording this. I can add display, monitor, and it automatically choose the correct capture method. You can manually choose which monitor you want it to choose, and whether or not your cursor shows up. And again, if it is too big for my screen, right click, transform, fit to screen. We're already looking pretty good. Now, obviously these two cannot be full screen on the same window, so something we will want to do is make a new scene. Over here in our little scenes list, we're going to right click our current scene, and we're going to rename it. We're going to call this one just webcam. And then I'm going to make a new one, and we're going to call this desktop. Now before I delete my monitor capture from here, I'm going to click plus on the sources on my desktop scene, choose display capture, and we already have one ready to go. And then I can delete the original one out of this scene. Before we go too much further, you may notice this looks a little blurry, and there's some black bars on it. Our scene has not been set up appropriately for HD, and that is going to be one of the first questions I get. How do I change these settings? So we've added a webcam, we've added a monitor, and by this point you're probably looking at that text and being like, that doesn't look quite right. So let's set up our formatting. We're going to go over here to settings on the bottom left. This is the gear icon. We're going to go to video. You can see here, at some point I enabled a weird custom resolution. Yours might be set to normal HD by default, and if so, that's great. We're going to come over here and just choose basic 1920 by 1080. Get all this fixed up the way it should be, and we're going to choose by cubic as the downscale filter. Now this will not apply if these two numbers are the same, so don't worry about it. By cubic looks better every time. And then for FPS, since we're streaming gameplay, typically for this target audience, we want 60 frames per second in this case. And then I click done, and you can see here our scenes are resized again. If we just resized our entire canvas, the canvas is this black box that all of your elements fit into, like an artist canvas, and so you need to size them accordingly. Now, since I shrunk my sources down to fit from 4K down to the scene, I right-click the source, transform, fit to screen. Hello. All right, we've added video sources. We've made sure our frame is correct. Now we're going to add audio sources. You see here our mixer. Our audio mixer is right here. You click settings cog, you can see some options for these sources. But you may not have sources. And if not, we want to go to global settings. Down here, you can choose two desktop audio devices. So we want to choose my audio mixer for desktop audio 1. We don't care about 2 right now. Microphone, we want our audio interface with this Logitech Yeti Studio microphone running into it. And now I can change levels to balance it out. So like typically you want your system sound to be a lot quieter than your microphone. change a bunch of nerdy stuff that we don't really need to mess with right now, and then you can come down here to your mixer and you will find your audio tracks. Change your levels here as well, and you see an indicator of when you get too loud. Oh, I just realized I turned down my microphone and not my speakers. There we go. So if you start getting too loud, you start bumping up towards the end, and if you're talking pretty normally but peaking, then you're around yellow, and then if you're just in the quiet, completely safe range, you're in the green. We'll have a whole episode, of course, dedicated towards optimizing your audio devices as well. These are the basics of what you need for every scene and every profile and everything in Streamlabs Desktop. You need some video sources to add to your scene right here under sources. So capture card, display capture, webcam, whatever that is. You need some audio sources.